Ahoy! Welcome back to another episode of Woodrow Select Fishing Journals. I'm Woodrow, and in the last episode, at the end there, Kelly and I were talking about what we were going to do next, and it was actually going to be a deep sea trip using these lures. This is a Japanese style lure called a kabura. It's made locally by a gentleman called Reyno Nell, and his brand is called Nel-Starr lures. So we went out on that trip. The weather was terrible. Didn't land up catching anything. I think I might have got one small fish. I went out another time with Reyno himself. Also another miserable day. So windy, we didn't land up catching anything. And then on the third trip, I went out with a friend of ours, Sean. Thanks, Sean. That was an awesome trip. We landed up catching so much fish. Everyone else was fishing with bait. I only fished with the lures. So why don't we have a look at that video quickly and see how I got on compared to everybody else.
We've launched. We're going to head out. So today the main thing for me to try is the Nel-Starrs. I'm going to give them a good go today. Previously, the last two times I went out, I hit a duck. Actually catching no fish at all. The whole boat, literally. All right, let's go! So I'm going to be using this one, Squid Jig. I don't know, I haven't really checked what's down at the bottom. I'm just going to use the one that's for the reef with the hook set up at the top. I'll send this one down first.
There's a measuring tape. There's one on the front there too. Or down the side.
Hey Becky.
Little Becky, can I ask you to measure it?
Hey Becky. Here we go.
Nothing this side, nothing your side.
Got a little keelback on the kabura. I just quickly changed up. I didn't have anything going on for me with the squid. But there's definitely bigger ones down there and a bigger catch for me as well. Another one. Small little cobby. Caught on the kabura. So far, I'm quite stoked that I changed up. Get this hook out here. What's nice is with the double assist, you get top and bottom of the lips. He looks pretty much almost sized, but I'm going to let him go. Well, look at this.
In the head, put in the head.
That shad was hungry. I think what happened was I thought I had something on and I brought it up a little bit higher. And then I caught myself a shad. In the hatch. Just keep him around. What I love about these lures, you can just feel the responsiveness. So when they're hitting that bait, you can just feel this madness. Which Reyno explained to us, because they feel like it's something live, so they got to be way more aggressive with the thing.
Yeah, yes. Good fish, Cap. Craggy's hopping and the puffing.
Yes.
You've got it, Greg. Yeah. Squeeze your ass was probably the wrong sentence. Craggy's testing the jigging rod, yeah. Is Craggy fishing jigs? Yeah, with a little bit of foot on. What's your motive? Good fish, Craggy. Oh, lovely back. Really? Lovely back. the motor. Yo, big cop.
Yo.
Big cop. Wow, Craigie. You need a picture with that lure in his mouth.
Fuck me.
There you go. Oh, you got grab the handle there, Craigie. Nice fish, boy. Beauty.
Shit. Wow. This is probably my biggest cob.
Personal best. Both of them are nice, but that thing was
Yeah.
going nowhere.
Fuck me. Sure.
Hey, that little rod works, eh?
Yeah, you know, the thing about this rod is that once you're pulling up like that, the fish doesn't have any chance. Really. I'm so amazed with this Penn Battalion slow pitch. Something else. Mine's my own problem, bro.
Oh dear. Oh dear, there's a big fish there.
Yeah, there's a big one. Yes.
Craigie's got a serious problem with a really large silver slab there. My bait thinking we got some nice fish today. Yeah.
Well, I think we've already well covered the fuel costs.
Yeah. Especially traveling out fucking.
Craigie's got a good fish on him.
That little rod, I'm link impressed. I'm glad I bought it. Not that I'm going to use it right now, but just put another fucking field isn't it?
No, but I've got a bit of reel. So color.
So I'm on. Yo, Craigie's got a big field back here, boy. Yo, Craigie, your personal best right there, buddy.
Personal fucking best, anything.
Yo, that's an 8 kilo 7. Jeez, Craigie! Yeah, boy.
Anyone can help me?
I'm on a fish. Let me help you do it. Woodrow Wilson! Over the rail and into the bow!
Oh yeah!
You're gonna hold this thing. 2 PBs in 10 minutes. He's fencing like a promenade.
I got to describe to you, this is my total best anything on the Kabura. I'm gonna have to show you guys some photos later, but I'm buggered. This rod fucking impresses me so much. I've just realized that my Battle 2 4000 is not made for catching fish like this, but I tell you what, it did the job. Right underneath the boat. Hey. Mackerel on the banana. Kelly just put down a live mouse bunker and he's gonna tail.
Yeah, nice tail.
Was that 20 kg you were looking for, bro?
It might be a big bonnie.
Tuna.
Yeah, that's a nice one there. I'm just going to gaff him where I gaff him actually. Yeah. Very lively still.
Oh, what the fuck is that? Is it not a tuna?
Yeah. It's a fucking tuna, bro.
Tuna!
Actually, net the bloody. Hey, man! Woohoo! Yes, please! Yes, sir! Yes, please! Yeah!
All right, so as you guys see, I actually ended up catching 2 personal bests within 10 minutes, my personal best cob and a personal best keelback. In fact, it was the biggest on the boat catch of the day. You'll notice in the video, Sean asks, oh, is Craigie fishing with the lures? And then Kelly said, yeah, he's just got a little piece of choker on there. And one thing that I want to talk about is with lures, and it's actually something that Kelly brought up quite some time ago. It's about having confidence in your lure. At that time, I was catching and I was keeping up with everybody else. I just felt that everybody else was catching a bigger fish than me. And you know, you have that thing inside of you. It's like, hey, man, I also want to catch a big one. So what I did, it's just put a little piece of choker on the hook and I sent it down. I landed up catching a bigger one. And then what I did then is just like I said, no, got to have that confidence in the lure. Took it off, sent it down, and I caught that big cob. I was absolutely stoked. And then sent it down again a couple of minutes later and caught that massive keelback. So guys, it's something that I learned from Kelly, and it's hopefully something that you can take with yourself. Is if you start, you just need to have confidence in the lure. And like I never ever used to catch anything with a spoon, and then I had that chat with Kelly, and I promise you, the next day, it was like I just can't describe it. I started catching, and it was just about saying, okay, I have confidence in this lure. And yeah, so I kept up any which way with everybody on the boat. And I'm glad that I went through that little thing of like losing that confidence, putting on that little piece of choker, getting a little bit back, and then saying, okay, no, I've got to have absolute confidence in the lure. So up next, okay, if you want to hang around, this is just a video that I did just before we actually went out. I sat down with Reyno and we chatted about the lures, just more info about the lures, and yeah, and he also does a setup on how to sort out the squid jig. It doesn't come with skirts on my site, so he just does a little video on how to chuck those skirts on. So stick around and enjoy the chat, and I'll catch you at the end.
Reyno is making a name for himself here in Jeffreys Bay, and he's a craftsman. I'm a creative myself, and I love meeting other creatives. And this gentleman makes literally sweets for fish. Okay, you can check there. This is my little box of sweeties. But Reyno, he makes these
fishy candy.
fishy candy. Check these out.
Basically, most of my lures are Japanese style fishing lures. I draw most of my inspiration from the Japanese because they are just on the cutting edge when it comes to fishing. And the reason for that is because their waters have been overfished for centuries, they had to come up with new techniques in getting fish to bite when they are not on the bite, or when they are lure shy or bait shy, or whatever the case might be. So yeah, it's basically slow pitch style jigging and in Chiku style jigs. Okay, this is a slow pitch. traditional slow pitch style lure.
Yeah, that's the squid, right?
The squid, yes.
And then this is also an Inchiku here. He calls the Inchiku banana.
Yeah, because it's got a banana shape. But
Yeah.
what Inchiku basically means is when you take any slow pitch style lure and you add a skirt or a tassel to it, then it changes to Inchiku style lure.
Okay. What I also have here is one of your kaburas.
Yes.
So explain to me what is the difference with this kabura? What makes this a kabura, bro?
Kabura is basically what they've done is they've combined a slow pitch Inchiku style lure, but they've made it a line through construction.
Okay.
And the weight design on the Kabura head is specifically to have the less drag possible and to drop down to the bottom as possible, because you're targeting bottom reef species with this lure. And what it does, it drops down to the bottom and the skirt will follow, and most of the times the fish will pick up the skirt on the drop. And also, the reason for the line through construction is if you hook up onto much larger fish, it prevents the fish from shaking the lure.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, you know, the thing is like I bought this. I was like, let's give it a go. You know, I've heard so much about Reyno's lures. And I tell you, man, I look at fishing differently now. I've even gone and I've bought myself a proper slow pitch rod, and I feel like this is like the way I want to fish now. I don't want to touch bait anymore. I mean, I do. I love fishing with lures and stuff like that. But now to take it to deep sea, man, that's it's like next level. How long has like slow pitch jigging been around in the country now? Like, I don't know, like
probably 4 years.
4 years.
4
So
years.
I mean, what's that? That's still young. I mean,
Yeah,
internationally,
it's still young.
is it young internationally, or are we just behind a couple of years?
We are about 6 years behind.
Okay. I mean,
But
that's still not that bad.
The Inchiku style lures were basically the first oaks to try them out that I know of in South Africa, and the Kabura style lures, and they seem to be working really, really well. I caught my personal best on Inchiku style setup, which I do with a normal slow pitch squid, which I'll show you guys just now.
Okay.
Yeah.
What also, this is quite a cool one here, is the shrimp. Yeah, and you started off with one of these as plastic.
Yes.
And then you adapted it to, because these are all lead, guys. These are all lead. You can feel the solid ounce in it. Oh my gosh. Be careful. Sharp hooks. We'll talk about the hooks in a bit. But yeah, man, like you've actually thought about each one and actually the movement in the water and how they all move.
The shrimp specifically is a combination of a Inchiku style lure and a vibrating lure, because it attach here and the weight is at the bottom. So if you pull it up, it gives off little vibrations through the water, and that attracts the fish. Little jerks.
The first time I actually went around to Reyno's house, he showed me a couple of things. How he started off, he actually carves everything out of wood, and I love this one. I love this little ocky head.
Little octopus.
It's so cool. Have a look there. It's so cool. Yeah. So this is one of my favorites just looking at. But I tell you, I have fished a lot with the Kabura. And what I do love about it is like the responsiveness. You know, there's like a difference. I feel like this difference between like the bait fishing and then sending this down. I felt like I could feel everything, and I could feel how aggressive the cob were on this. Like, that's all I can say. It's just like the responsiveness is fucking crazy. Hey?
I'm going to quote how the Japanese explain it. Is the difference between dead bait fishing and any style jigging or lure fishing is you turn the actual jig into a live squid by the way you're jigging it through the water. And with the Kabura, the same thing. The way the boat jigs it through the water, it looks like a cephalopod imitation.
And the cephalopod is what, like
anything with
like a
tentacles.
squid, octopus, everything like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And the reason for the fish taking them much harder is because they think it's a live critter swimming there.
Okay, so
Instead
now I
of
get it.
instead
Just
of a
like
dead
something-
bait that they will just nibble and
Okay.
suck on,
They got to be more
Yes,
aggressive,
they've
like they
gotta-
feel they've got to catch this thing.
and they're also more convinced.
Yeah, wow.
Also more convinced.
Well, I'm convinced, and I wish like that. This is why I have Reyno here today, because I want to show you guys how amazing this stuff is. And I'm going to be heading out on a deep sea trip with Kelly, and we're going to test out all these things. We're going to give them all a go. We're going to give the man. I saw some photos of guys smashing yellowtail with this. Believe it or not,
Oh, recently.
yellowtail.
This was in this week, yes.
Yeah. So Reyno is really getting a name for himself around here in Jeffreys Bay and St. Francis and stuff like that. And I just want everybody else in the country that is getting into slow pitch, thinking about it. These are the lures. You can get a lot of lures out there, but I tell you what, there's something different about supporting local, I suppose. And yeah, I mean, I haven't seen anything like yours. You know, you get a lot of these other ones that are like long shafts and things like that, you know.
There's a reason for that, and the reason is I've designed these specifically to be slightly heavier, and because in South Africa, in our area and J-Bay St. Francis, we deal with a lot more currents and a lot more winds. So you do need a slightly heavier and a slightly more compact lure to cut through the current differently and to have a different action for the fish we're targeting. So they are specifically designed for South African conditions.
So, but don't be scared. I mean, it doesn't matter whether they've been adapted for here or anywhere. You sent me some pictures from guys in Madagascar.
Madagascar, yes. There's a charter company in Madagascar that's also been trying this out, and they have some great success with coral trout and some other reef species though.
Yeah, I will share some photos with you right now. So guys, currently these are, where can you get these? You can get them at Angling Marine here in Jeffreys Bay. Okay, that's my local fishing store. All right,
And from you.
And from me, yes, online. I'm the only guy online that you can get these from, Woodrow's.store, okay? And yeah, I mean, let's, I'm hoping to get these out there. Guys, these things are next level. And like I say, supporting local and, bro, you're a craftsman.
Yeah, another
you
thing
really
I must
are a
add,
craftsman. I love it.
They're all individually handmade. They're all hand airbrushed. They've got 3 coats of epoxy, which is all hand painted. So it takes about a week process from start to finish, and it's a unique product. It's not something that comes up with production
100%.
That's important.
Another thing, dude, is like when I'm in the shop and I'm around that area and I see guys like having a look at these things and trying to make a decision on it and stuff like that. One thing we haven't shown you yet is the fact of the UV on here. I don't know if we can actually see this here. Okay, so I'm just shining the UV light over these lures. You can actually just really see how they're gonna glow up now. There we go, fantastic. The light changes when you get deep, right?
The deeper you go, UV light penetrates deeper underwater, so most of the paints that I use is UV emitting. So they actually light up at the bottom, and the base coat is a glow in the dark. So if you fish deeper depths, say for instance you're going for hike at like 60, 80 meters depth, then the glow really seems to help a bit. And
I got this. I will make these things available on my site as well. It's not just your average torch. It is a UV light, and that just seems to charge them so much better than your headlamp.
Much better.
Much better.
Quicker than the sun as well, actually. You just light it up quickly and then you drop it down and you're on with the fish.
You're literally on with the fish. Then what we do is we actually team them up with the assist hooks, right? So our local, we get these JKs. I think they're fantastic hooks, man. Like
I've been tried and tested them and never failed me once.
yeah, so you can on my site, what you can do is when you buy the jig, you can actually make a choice between either the cable assists or the what is this, like braid? It's like a really thick
It's
braid.
a braided assist
braided
Kevlar
assist,
cord.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they also these ones, the actual whole what do they call these things? The feathers, basically. There's a word for it though. What is it? I can't think about it right now. But it is on the site there. You can choose between the two. I always land up going for the cable. It is a little more expensive, okay? But I tell you what, none of these fish with sharp teeth are going to get through there. And then these things also glow in the dark. So everything's there just to attract the fish. And the hookups are insane. What's great about these things as well, and every single time pretty much 95% of the time that I caught the cob, it was at the bottom and the top of the mouth.
Both of the hooks tend to hook them somewhere. If you don't get them in the mouth, you'll get one hook in the mouth and one hook on the side. So the hookup rate is better if you have double assists on your jigs.
So these are the ones also available on the site, okay? What you're going to show us now, so tomorrow I'm going, okay, I haven't tried this one out yet, I'll be honest with you guys, okay? But what we want to do is, Reyno's going to show you grabbing these skirts and then chucking them on kind of like that. And he's just going to, that just finishes off the squid. So he's just going to show us quickly how he cuts it up, puts it on, rigs it up. We got some hooks here. So let's get into that, man.
Okay, I'm going to show you how I rig up my slow pitch squid with a tassel in order to turn it into an Inchiku style squid. And the reason for that is you change the action and it's a much more natural presentation. Okay, first of all, I'm going to press it down, and on the widest part of the head, I just do a cut, and then I shove it over the lure just to mark where I want to have it sit. Okay, more or less there. I take it off and apply some super glue on both sides. And shove it in place. Okay, there we go. Now put it down flat. Let's get the super glue out of the way. And what I do here is, naturally a squid has got two tentacles on either side, so I just do that, and okay, let's take hooks out here. Now I just measure more or less the distance of the clearance of the hooks, and then I cut the middle tassels out. And now you split ring your assist hooks onto the lure. And it's important that the hooks face inwards for slow pitch jigs. For fast pitch jigs, they face the opposite.
Yeah, the split ring tool definitely makes a difference.
Oh yeah, I can't work without this. And then you just split it onto the bottom of the lure. natural squid presentation.
Okay, cool. So this is it. Reyno's just showing you how to put this together. The reason why I actually asked him to show you is because this is pretty much the only one that doesn't come with a skirt.
Yeah.
Like every other one that you purchase, whether it be the shrimp or the banana or the kabura, they all come with these type style skirts. So on the store, you will see specifically for these products, I do give you the option just to team it up with some of these little squiddy skirts. Okay, so we got this one, all right, and Reyno's just shown me another one, but specifically if you're fishing on heavy reefs, right?
Yes.
You want to just take the guys through this one. Let's see if you can get right in there.
Okay, well, this one is natural presentation. You've got your hooks on the bottom. So if you're fishing heavy reef, the chances are you're going to get hooked up on the reef with your hook sitting on the bottom of the jig is much more possible. So I rig mine up like this if I fish over a very hungry reef that eats jigs. I put the smaller skirt with also the same assist hooks just on the top of the jig. And the reason for that is if you drop down to the bottom, as soon as you hit bottom, you lift your jig off the rocks and less chances of hooking up. And yeah.
That's fantastic. I'm gonna give this one a try tomorrow as well. We've kind of just like given it a nice Barbie color there. Yeah. I'm gonna call this my Barbie squid. My Barbie squid.
You'll be surprised. Fish love pink.
Dude, I know. And the time that I went around to go visit you at your place, you had one of these set up, but then also what you did was you grabbed.
I added assists to the top.
Added an assist on the top. So
yes.
Basically, it would look something like that as well. Yeah. So you just you said that one was your hake one.
Yes.
Or, yeah.
Yes, that was my hake one.
Yeah. So
well, specifically because hake mouths are very soft, and the more hooks you can get into them, the better.
So yeah, you're guaranteeing your hookup. And like we're talking about hake, like around here, I know there's a spot for small hake at 60, but at 60 meters. But most times we're fishing around about between 90 and 100 for hake.
Yes, there's an interesting thing about hake not many people know is you get actually two different species of hake. You get a smaller version of hake, and they're the ones that you catch on the shallower reefs.
I didn't know that. I thought they were just babies.
No, we're also under the impression they're the same species, but some scientists actually noticed that there were two different species, and the bigger of the species is the deep water one. And that you catch from 80 meters and deeper. So
why I was saying that is because, look, this is 180 grams. How much is that in ounces?
It's about 3 ounces, almost 3 ounces.
Well, yeah, you're looking at 3-4 ounces or something like that. For this one, now you're saying, okay, if I'm fishing hake, sometimes you would even put on like a 12-ounce sinker, 8 ounce to 12 ounces, and this thing's hoying all the way down to the bottom. So, yeah, don't hesitate. Like really, these things go that far down. Well, you were just telling me now.
Typically around here in our waters, I work jig weight versus depth. I work about between 2 and 3 grams per meter. For instance, if you're fishing 40 meters water, I would drop down on a very calm day. I would drop down a 80-gram jig. If it gets rougher, I would bump it up to 120 to 130 gram jig.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there we have it, guys. Dude, thanks for being here. I can't wait to
nice chatting. Tight lines for tomorrow.
I can't wait.
Okay, great. So that's it. I'd just like to say quickly, thanks to everybody that has subscribed so far. It's been quite humbling. I really didn't expect the channel, neither did Kelly, as well, to get a Kickstarter like this. A lot of inbox messages appreciating what we did with the Galyun journey, and people saying they learned so much. That just proves that we are on the right track and we're doing the right thing. Yeah, thanks so much. And also a lot of guys gave some ideas of what they would like to see, which is really, really cool, because we want to hear that type of stuff. where we can share our knowledge and give it back to you guys that are also learning and stuff like that. And you know what? You can always be, I suppose, even a pro fisherman. We're not there as yet, but yeah, you know, even pro fishermen are constantly learning. So these things, hell, you know, they really impressed me. Reyno is also a super nice guy, and yeah. The other thing that I just wanted to quickly note is also I chatted about confidence. I did purchase this Penn Battalion slow pitch. Another thing, the confidence of I don't know if you guys saw in the video of how this rod bends. It's amazing, and I caught all my fish on this super light rod. And having confidence in this thing, from the first time I ever caught a big cob on this, and I saw it bend, and you know, you almost have this thing. It's like, what is its breaking point? Well, this thing doesn't seem to have a breaking point yet. And the only thing is, I felt I was outgunned by the reel, the Battle 2 4000. I think I'm going to look at something bigger, but you know what? Until then, this is going to do the job. So, thanks again, guys. Like I say, just give the video a like if you do like it. Leave a comment if you really find it interesting, or if you want to find out more about the lures. The lures can be purchased on my website. Go have a look, woodrows.store. And coming up next after this, Kelly and I got invited to a chili festival to do a little bit of a catch and cook session. Kelly cooked his way, I cooked my way. That's coming up in the next couple of days. And yeah, check that out. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate your time, and see you soon.
There she did.
There she is. There she is. Whoa. How fast? Oh. Did you guys hear that?